Dear Apple, I want you to know that you had a great run. You really, really did. And really, it started with this. Let's not lie. You revolutionized what we now call a phone. That was awesome. Then, after a couple mistakes, you made it better. With this one. Awesome. And in fact, you were able to convince us that what we needed was a bigger version of that. So, we did. We got iPad. Which was, you know what? It was alright. In fact, it was so alright, I even got another one. Because it was just really handy for what I was doing at the time. So, still one of the better tablet experiences out there. Good for you. Alright? In fact, you did really well. 2013, that was your time. That really was your time, guys. You had probably one of the best computers you ever built. The 15-inch Retina with a dedicated GPU. Now, I show all this and talked today mainly because as I, start to trailblaze for new and innovating ways to kind of keep my technology current, relevant, quick, and responsive, you're out of the running. In fact, you are so behind what everyone else is doing. Even when people see me with this unit while I'm at work or working in other places, they say, wow, that Mac's really great. And I say, yeah, this one is, but I won't be buying another one. And then I have to explain to them why. Because this was really the pinnacle of what you could do with a MacBook Pro. Some might even say the non-Retina display was even better still because of the parts were considerably easier to upgrade. And you know what? I'll give that one to you. No argument. However, there are a couple things that really, really bother me, say, about the current generation MacBooks versus this one. This is a computer. The ones that you buy in the store now are appliances. And that makes me sad. You have to spend over $3,500 to $3,700, Canadian mind you, to get a mediocre, outdated, underpowered computer that cannot compare with what a Windows or Linux machine is offering for less than half the price. Now you might say, laptop retrospective. Let's be real. These have always been overpriced. And you know what? I will accept that. I will accept that this was overpriced for the hardware, even at the time. I'll even accept that this particular one, with its solder-on components, made it very difficult to upgrade. I'll even openly admit that these computers are essentially unserviceable. So when I had the first one that was liquid damaged, which I actually have still over here, I had to go and buy another one because there was nothing that they could do, quote unquote, to fix this one. But this isn't dead, not at all. In fact, I might do a video on this one later. However, getting back to the point. Despite all of those flaws, and there are a lot of them, let's not lie, it still got the job done. It still has access to, in my opinion, the best backup solution that has ever been designed, the time capsule. That is unwarranted, undisputed territory of victory for this little guy. But that's just not enough anymore. Back in the day, when they took the stage at the WWDC conferences, they would be like, we've done this innovative thing. We've done this amazing thing. And all of those adjectives that are attached to Apple. In 2013, they were telling the truth. But ever since then, they're still using the same words, but I don't think they've realized there is no innovation, there is no power, There is no amazing experience anymore. You have an appliance. Now, some of you might say, but you know, the design, it's timeless, it's classic. It's great, they're durable, they're robust, they're clean looking. Everybody loves the look of these machines. And you know what, that's great. I applaud you for the design. But now the focus is so much on design and gimmick that there is no real function and there's a lack of power. There's several chipsets behind in a lot of their computer offerings, first of all. The only innovations they're offering anymore is the Force Touchpad, which, whatever. It's nice, but it's not what I would define as innovative. They've got the touch strip at the top of the new ones, which, as far as I am aware, you have to get if you want the dedicated GPU, which are very sensitive, prone to breaking, and impossible to replace unless you were replacing the entire unit. And nobody asked for it. Nobody said, gee, you know what I want is just a little LCD screen here that changes in all the applications I'm in. Like, for those of us that are like hardcore keyboard shortcut masters that know everything, that's a pain. And I'm sure there's a way to disable it, but why innovate in that direction when nobody really wanted you to? Now, again, the argument can be brought up, well, you know, they're trailblazers, they got to try this new stuff, they got to take risks. They're not taking risks, they're making business decisions. And that is clearly seen with the USB Type-C being the exclusive ports that are available on these new machines. Now, USB-C is supposed to be the way of the future. I keep hearing that. But it is one of the slowest adoptions that I have seen. And let's face it, it's so you can buy more dongles. And let's not even get into the whole lockout chip fiasco that had occurred with that. But let's be honest. If you're buying a Mac today, you are buying it because of a particular program that runs on it or because you like the operating system. Which, hey, let's still be friends here. If that's why you're buying it, at least know that's why you're buying it. But don't buy it thinking that you are getting competitive performance, because you're just not. And if you don't want to take my word for it, you can check all of the other very reputable and very well documented reviewers out there like Dave2D, Mobile Tech Reviews, Linus Tech Tips. They're all saying the same thing. There are these other laptops that are coming out that are even in the same price bracket as these MacBooks and even lower than that price bracket that are providing innovation, that are providing new and exclusive and interesting ways that are far more effective and far more impactful than what Mac has done in the last 5 years. And I hate to say it, but as much as it like kind of turns my stomach a little bit, I'm looking with envious eyes at what Surface Book is doing in comparison to these. And that's sad. That does make me sad. And I think the part that makes me really the most disappointed is they had it. They were on cloud 9. They had everybody following along. Do you remember? They had iPhones everywhere. Everybody had one. I've still got my iPhone 5 because I have to do app testing on multiple OSs. And you know what? This was a great phone. It still is a great phone. But that's not good enough anymore. You can't just say, yes, we were the first, therefore we're always going to be the best. Sorry. Same thing with the iPads. Like, I still use this. I still think it's the best tablet solution there is. And of course, as you can see, I was fully immersed into this ecosystem for several years. But they didn't do enough to keep me there. And if they have done enough to keep you there, I'd be really curious to know what, in the comments below, down there, unless YouTube moves them again. What is keeping you on the ecosystem? Is it the easiest backup solution ever? Is it the operating system? Is it the harmonization between all these devices that gives you advantages to your workflow? I'm genuinely curious, because as of the end of 2017, I cannot think of a good reason to buy any of this stuff anymore. Anyway, I've ranted long enough. I'm really hoping that this starts a discussion. I'm really curious to get some feedback and some opinions about, what has happened. And if you can think of any explanations, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. And if you're new to my channel, I like to respond to pretty much every comment that I get. So I'm looking forward to what you have to think. And there will be future updates, hopefully in the next coming weeks, on some of the projects that I've mentioned in my November channel update. So, thank you for watching. Please feel free to share this among your Apple friends or Apple haters. I really want to see what we think, because as of now, the shares are dropping off and how many of these things are being purchased. I think that's because they're no longer competitive, they're no longer innovative, and unless their next product really does truly change the game, rather than just going up on stage and saying that they've changed the game, I honestly don't know what their future is going to look like.